These are the same indications that we did for the Intracept procedure from Boston Scientific. Big thing here is we have a 10 gauge introducer cannula, a little bit smaller. I already kind of preloaded this onto the image here. We're taking a oblique view again, getting the facet shadow halfway through. Our needle is right kind of down the pedicle there. This device also comes with a bevel and a diamond tip. Again, I'm using a bevel tip in this scenario. So I'm already heading towards that medial border, of course, not wanting to breach it. I have good purchase already, so I'm going to tap a couple more times here. Picture there. So we're still heading that way, and then I turn the needle, get a little bit more medial. Picture there, and then we'll take a lateral there, just to see what our depth is. We know the bone quality is going to be different. Cadaver, these patients that are 30 to 50 years old, we know some of them have a really, really hard bone as well. As they get older, the bone gets softer. So you have to kind of keep in mind what you're treating and how the bone could feel. So we're already pretty deep, pretty much past the posterior wall there. So I'll actually come back a little bit here. Can you go picture there? Yeah, can we go down a little bit? Yeah. Oh, you're good. Yeah, so you can see the cannula. It's a little bit easier here, but the cannula is right at that posterior wall. The needle's just into the vertebral body. So here, I knew I was safe on the AP, didn't breach medial border, so I will take the needle out here. And so with this here, so right now it's in sort of a flexible position to kind of load it. Once you click, it becomes more rigid. So we will load it this way here. And go right down to the first line here. And then load that in there, picture there. So you can see that the cannula is there. You have just started to introduce this, the curved cannula there. So I'm gonna tap some here. And you can see it coming out there. So same thing, this also has some laterality. You can turn it up or down depending on how you need it to go. Right now it has a good trajectory, so I don't plan on messing with it too much. Picture there. So you can see it there, still kind of in the midline. And then so I'll apply some traction and get this there, picture. So it's starting to kind of turn now. It's dipping upward, so I can turn the whole thing down. Now a little bit more. Picture there. And so now we see it became a sort of a dot there. So we're right at around 50% from the posterior wall. Picture there. This is where I'll take an AP. So right now we're about 50% down from the superior end plate and 50% in from the posterior wall. Pretty good location to do an ablation there. And clearly, we're well across midline here. And so what we'll do is we'll hold on to this, bring this out, keeping the sheath in place. And then here. More. Okay. And so here's the probe again, bipolar. We'll insert this. Okay, take a picture there. So you can see it's still kind of covered, so we can click on this to get it to go a little bit deeper. A little bit more. Picture. Bring this back. And so again, we want those bipolar, those markings there to straddle the spinous process, which is right around there. And then we will, right now, the cannula is actually covered and protected by the sheath. So what we'll end up doing is uncovering it. Picture there.
Syringe pull.
And now you can see that the sheath sort of came off of the probe there. And this is where we set up the ablation to occur. We have the generator here set at 95 degrees.
Can we take a lateral view to show
take a lateral here?
So it should be dead midline. On the lateral view, 50% of the way up from the top and the bottom, and from about the 10 to the 50-yard line from back to front. So you need to be at least a centimeter past the posterior wall, And if this is the 50-yard line from front to back, he's probably 45. So anywhere from right dead halfway from back to front, all the way from there to 1 centimeter anterior to the posterior wall.
Can I take one more? I lifted it. Okay.
That's the basivertebral. You want to get the basivertebral nerve right before the terminus, right at the middle to top of the trunk of the tree.
Yeah, and you know, the images here, the end plates can be lined up. There's some rotation to it as well. So it could actually be 45, 50. On this image, it looks a little bit, the back portion of that probe is right around that 45-degree mark,
Right.
like Dr. Beal said. But again, there's some, you definitely want some clear images, essentially when you're always starting out, clearing up the end plates, and then making sure that the medial border isn't breached too early.
Well done.
Yep.
Any
Just
questions, comments?
Yeah, another technology that's kind of in the toolbox.
Absolutely. Yes.
I just had a question. If you noticed between either of the systems, one better for sclerotic hard bone as far as access?
No, I mean, I think they're definitely similar. Each of them have their own tools. Like if you hit really hard bone, the Boston Scientific one has a drill that you can get through. The STYKER one has a curette here too to clear out some bone. So they both have the ability to get through the different types of bone there. But again, the hope is that the patients that you're treating with this are those that don't have as much sclerosis, because in that 30 to 50 age range, the majority of them at least. So the hope is that their bone is hard enough, but not overly hard where you can use the tools just the way they are. I think in my number of cases I've done, I've had to use a bone remodeling drill or curette maybe twice in all of them. And both of those patients were probably above 70 or 75.
A lot of my patients have very hard bone. I mean, the average in the Intracept trial I was part of was 53 and change. So, I mean, I do an Intracept, and Dr. Schonert here, he's going to have rock hard bone. So just expect that.
I also think if you have hard bone right off the jump too, always check. He started off, he's cheating, already docked, but check that on FOS view. Make sure you're not docked into that facet, especially if you're doing like the typical AP and lateral view. That's key. Make sure that's starting point.
What do you do about L5 and S1 when the iliac crest blocks you?
So you can, for L5, you can get away with the oblique. The iliac crest doesn't come too often with enough cranial tilt. S1, when the iliac crest gets in the way, you take an AP angle, which they do teach you, but you go off of a midpoint between the intersection of your iliac crest and L5. That's your docking point, and you kind of bypass the sacral ala and come in on the S1 pedicle. But you have to use your AP versus oblique.
Can you show us that on fluoro?
Yeah.
The skin point?
I'm the AP.
The S1 level is the hardest of all by far.
Yeah, so if this was like you could see this crest is pretty high. We would take as much cranial tilt as we can. You can tilt towards that.
Yeah.
Yep. We get a true Ferguson view for S1 picture. So your entry point for this, you can oblique, but if you don't get enough of an oblique and you can't get into this pedicle, you can also start up here, picture. So this can be an entry point for you as well. One more picture.
It looks a lot high. It's not high because the dorsal tilt of the sacrum, you'll be right there.
Picture. Yeah, so you can start your needle incision here and then basically run your needle towards the S1 pedicle this way, like that. Yeah. That's how you would bypass a high sacrum if you have to do S1. If the sacrum's not in the way, then you can, the iliac crest not in the way, then you can oblique it as much. You ideally want to get at least 30 degrees oblique if you want to do S1, just because you have so much bone to get across midline. A lot of times the frustration with S1 is that you don't cross midline early enough, and you're already in the posterior wall. Your J-stylet starts turning, especially with narrow sacrums. So you want to make sure you have a really big angle to allow both the curved cannulas from either device to turn and get you to midline.
All right, gentlemen, we are going to have a little bit of change in the schedule now. Well done. Dr. Gandhi, appreciate it. Dr. Clark.